Since 1937, the Washington Redskins have been playing games in the National Football League, and for decades, no one really thought twice about their use of the Redskins name.
But in recent years, many Native American groups have voiced opposition to the name. If you look up Redskin in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it says the word is a racial slur, is offensive, and should be avoided.
Now, the team, for its part, says they use the name to honor Native Americans and their proud tradition as warriors. They have also strongly resisted any calls to change that name.
Tonight in a team report, we'll look at how one South Dakota school district is handling its use of a Native American nickname.
But we're going to begin here with a look at how the Washington Redskins are trying to gain support from South Dakota tribes so they can continue using the Redskins name. This is Lower Brule, South Dakota, home to the Lower Brule Sioux tribe. The major employers here are the tribe itself and the casino the tribe operates. Poverty is a real problem, but at the end of last year, gifts began showing up here.
There was a whole load of good winter coats that came out to our people last year that were brand new.
And that's not all.
There was new athletic shoes to our high school kids, you know.
Lower Brule Sioux Tribal Chairman Michael Jandrew tells me those gifts came from the same group which just a few months ago
okay, you can do it.
paid for the construction of this new playground on the west bank of the Missouri River and emblazoned that playground with their logo, the Washington Redskins. Emily Rose Pretty Sounding Flute lives just blocks from the playground and says she has no problem with the Redskins team, their use of the name, or the team's investment in the tribe.
So we should be proud and be fond of the fact that, you know, there's an NFL football league that want to represent us.
But 140 miles to the west, in Wanblee on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, the feelings about the Washington Redskins are stronger and not in a good way.
We feel it is racism. If they used any other race, I'm sure it would be offensive.
Brian Brewer is the president of the Oglala Sioux tribe. He tells me the Redskins have contacted him and want to talk to him about what the team may be able to do for the tribe. So far, no meeting has happened. And if one does, Brewer is prepared to tell the team thanks, but no thanks.
I think our culture doesn't have a price on it. We can't sell our culture.
The Redskins say their efforts to help Native American tribes are meant to strengthen ties with the communities their team logo represents. Brian Brewer doesn't see it that way. He believes the team is trying to buy off tribes with gifts in exchange for support for the Redskins' continued use of the name.
They are, you know. I think that's the bottom line. They're looking for our support, and I believe if the Indian tribe supported them, supported their name, they would win the battle.
And in Lower Brule, where a Redskins playground now sits, and where kids in the community have new winter coats and tennis shoes from the Redskins, Tribal Chairman Michael Jandrew says it's possible the team is trying to buy his tribe off. But then he adds this.
But how do you measure whether they're buying you off or they're doing real good for you?
We contacted the Washington Redskins and asked them to comment on this story. So far, we have not received any reaction from the team. If and when we do, we will let you know what they say. The concept of Native American nicknames for sports teams in South Dakota is also an issue we're looking at now. And Thor continues our in-depth coverage with that part of the story tonight.
You know, Brian, as in many states, South Dakota has a number of high schools that have Native American nicknames. In the small community of Esteline, just north of Brookings, their Redmond nickname recently got them some national attention.
In your region,
Esteline Public Schools Superintendent Pat Cranning got a random call from an ESPN writer this past summer asking about Esteline's Redmond nickname.
I think I was the only stupid person to say yes. So I think that when the reporter interviewed us, I felt it was important from a school district standpoint that we just don't take the no comment approach. Yes, we understand that if you're from the outside looking in, maybe if you're from in New York City or in Austin, Texas, that you take a look and wonder what that term Redmond means in Esteline.
This online article came out on the issue. Of course, this topic has been a big issue on the national level, led by the uproar for the NFL's Washington Redskins to change their name. Cranning says, though, he hasn't heard those concerns locally, however.
We've not had really anybody until the ESPN article even ask us if we thought that we should change our mascot or where we stood on it. And I think part of that is, you know, we've really purposefully stayed away from using Native American imagery.
Eldon Marshall has been the very successful boys basketball coach at White River High School. He served on the High School Activities Association Board of Directors. Marshall is Native American, and he says when it comes to non-Native schools using Native American nicknames, he doesn't like it.
I think, the use of a nickname for the mascot purposes, especially from, non-Native schools, I think is offensive to me.
Marshall, too, says there hasn't been an organized effort to get those schools to change their names, but that it may be coming.
Maybe it has to start locally in order for it to catch steam in South Dakota.
26 years I've learned to never say never. I think that it's a conversation that's going on all across the country. South Dakota with an 8 or 9% Native American population probably is a place that that discussion should take place too.
I also spoke with South Dakota High School Activities Association Director Wayne Carney, who said they have not heard concerns from the Native American communities in our state to this point.
So Thor, what is the likelihood of schools with Native American nicknames that they would actually change it?
I think it's kind of unlikely unless something does happen that there is. Obviously, you heard from Eldon Marshall there, the sentiment in the Native American community, they don't like it. It's just that nothing has really happened yet.
And to that point, when I was talking to Brian Brewer, he said that, to your point, they don't necessarily like this at all, but they also have issues with making sure their people have food and warmth for the winter and housing. And so there are other issues that are kind of taking up their time that don't necessarily involve this.
Sure.